record this first portion, and then when we get to the question and answer period, we might turn the recording off just so the length of the video isn't too long. So the thing that we're going to be talking about today is Facebook Live, and I'm hoping some team leaders have already started doing this. If not, no problem. That's what this presentation is for. But we really want to get team leaders and their managers and stylists to jump in with both feet into Facebook Live. By the way, if you can hear and see me, maybe use your GoToWebinar control panel just to say that you can see and hear everything just fine. We just want to verify that. And while you're doing that, if this is your first time joining a webinar, let me just kind of walk you through how this is going to work. For about 10 minutes or so today, I'm going to go through a topic. Today's topic, as I said, is Facebook Live. And I'm going to just kind of show you a little bit about what's going on, what we think for digital marketing purposes you should be doing. With today's topic being Facebook Live, we'll kind of walk you through those steps. You might have questions. You're muted right now, so you can't really blurt the questions out, obviously. You can type the questions into the control panel, which should look something like this. And if you type a question in, especially about the topic that we're covering, we will answer that as soon as we get through the PowerPoint presentation. Once we get through the PowerPoint presentation, we'll answer any questions that you might have, and then from there, we will also answer additional questions. You might have questions about all sorts of things that can get answered, and anything, email marketing, Facebook, Google, stuff like that, that we'd be happy to answer for you. In case you haven't found it yet, we do have some training guides available. They're on BAM Online, and we have a digital resources folder, and right there's an IAPS training guide, there's IAPS social user guide, there's instructions on how to boost Facebook ads, there's all sorts of things that we want you to get involved with. So there's that, and now the housekeeping's out of the way. Let's talk a little bit about Facebook pages and how they are evolving and what you can be doing with them and what we encourage you to be doing with them. We get asked a lot of questions about recruiting on Facebook and how do you run recruitment ads. And to be honest, God bless every single person who asks us those questions. We're more, from a marketing department, more concentrated on client-facing initiatives. We know hiring stylists that is a very important aspect of running a successful Sport Clips location. We certainly get that. Those kinds of questions really need to go to the recruitment department. So the Facebook page and what it's intended for is to reach clients and prospects. We do set up regional recruitment pages. So if you'd like more information about that, on how we set those up, or maybe they've been set up and you just don't know about it in your area, feel free to email us at website.request@sportclips.com, and we'd love to either set up one for you in your area or let you know if one's been set up. I will say this: if you're in an area and you're recruiting and there are other stores in your area, you will share a recruitment Facebook page with those other stores. You do not get your own specific store, specific recruitment page. What you do get for every store that you have, for a multi-unit team leaders, or if you just have one location, each store has its own client-facing Facebook page. You also have your own client Twitter handle that you can tweet. The reason that you can have those, and maybe not some other social media pages, is because there are parent-child relationships set up with Facebook and Twitter, in which we can manage those as a corporation and then issue rights to the children pages for Facebook and Twitter. Not able to do that with Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, all of that. We would love to, and the moment that that's possible, we will let that happen. But right now, it's not possible. So what we do set up for you are Facebook pages. Now, here are some things that are happening on the Facebook pages that I'd like to see diminish or stop altogether, and I'll talk about each one of these. First, I know a lot of stores post their styles on Facebook and think that that's a good idea. I'm not going to argue too much with team leaders that do this. I will just say our policy here in the marketing department is we're not favorable of that. We don't want to see that. And you think, well, gosh, isn't that serving a client who can find out if his favorite stylist is in? Yeah, we certainly see that side of it, but we also see the side of it where there might be some liability for a team leader and for a store if a I don't want to creep or a stalker or anybody, I don't know what term to use, is kind of figuring out when Sheila is going to be working and shows up, or waits for her after her shift is, anything like that. I know that sounds, like, oh my gosh, you're worrying over little things like that, but it's a huge issue if there's some liability there. So we're not favorable. Just have your client call the store. Hey, eventually we're going to have online check-in where they'll be able to go select from a computer database of available stylists that are on shift at that time. All right, that's a little more standard. All right, but just putting out the stylist schedule, that's something that we're not favorable of. We won't shut you down if we see that you're doing it, but we just don't recommend it. Something else that happens a lot with store Facebook pages, a lot of the posts are, hey, come in now for a great deal or 10% off. It's nothing but sales pitches. Instead, we want the Facebook page to be engaging, to be fun, to be something that people want to look at without finding out if there's a coupon or a special or anything going on. The page is really a community. So once in a blue moon sort of coupon-y post, that's okay. But when that's the only post that the team leader or the store is putting out on a consistent basis, that will probably be getting ignored by your clients. Something that happens, unfortunately, all too often is stores do nothing. They don't know what to do on Facebook, so they do nothing, and then the only posts coming through are, when we do Valentine's Day giveaway or a NASCAR race or something like that, from the company marketing department, we'll send out blasts to all the stores. But when only the corporate ones are showing up and not local ones, it kind of takes away from the purpose of a Facebook page. And something that's not happening enough with Facebook is many team leaders aren't leveraging the power to advertise and boost posts on Facebook. If I was a team leader and I had $50 to $100 a month to spend on digital marketing, this is the first place I would go. I'd take $100 and I'd go boost some Facebook posts, and I'd figure out a little strategy. We can obviously help you with that. And I think later this month we even have a webinar discussing that. But I want to strongly recommend that you begin advertising on Facebook. You can pick demographics, you can pick target area, radius around your store. Neat things that you can do with boosting posts and advertising on Facebook. So those are some things that we'd like to see a shift in how our team leaders are treating Facebook. Now, I'm sure you guys are all on the call, so I'm sure you're not doing any of these things. So it's because I'm recording this. That's why someone later is going to hear and do that. But you guys, I know, are all good. So no worries there. But let's talk about Facebook, especially Facebook Live and Facebook video. So what we've heard from Facebook, this is a conference that we attended recently, is they think that text-based Facebooking, picture-based Facebooking, in 5 years will be much over, that it's going to be all video content, that personally you're going to communicate via video with your friends, and you're just going to you're going to record yourself, and that's going to be your Facebook post. Certainly, professionally, businesses are going to more and more video because video is engaging. Video, I don't have to stop and read it. I can play it in the background. If it's viral, I can watch it. It's fun. Anything can happen. So Facebook themselves feel that video is the wave of the future. So we want to start having our stores and our team leaders get introduced to Facebook Live, and let's get out ahead of this as a brand. I don't know what all the other haircut chains are doing, but if we could kind of own Facebook Live and own video content, that gives us a huge leg up. And the sooner you start, the sooner you'll get better at it. So, you know, it's kind of like chopping a tree. You might not chop that tree down the first time, but start getting that axe out, sharpen it up, and start taking a whack or two and see what happens. That's how Facebook Live is going to be for you. So when you do Facebook Live, you know, team leaders, if I were you, you know, I understand many team leaders have full-time jobs. They're not in the store the whole time. They, when they are, it might not be a good hour to do something like this. I don't know when a bad hour would be, but, you know, you're uncomfortable, so you're not sure. Have your manager. I know each team leader trusts their manager 100%. So start having your manager, maybe give her some guidelines on things that are appropriate or things that you don't want to see on here, and we can talk through those. But you want to do this because what can happen when you have Facebook Live is clients and people seeing, they can begin interacting with that video. They could say cool, they could say, hey, are you guys open? They can start interacting. You could find out what they want to see in terms of, is there another promotion or another idea that would be cool? And then you could even see, you can go back and see based on what's called the live reactions, when people exactly liked something or commented. It has a little timestamp on it. So Facebook Live is a cool way that your stores can begin to get involved in video. So let's walk you through how that's going to look. And what I've done is I've put together just a couple. I don't know that they're generic ideas. They're good places to start. Let's put it that way. On things that you can do with Facebook Live. I'm calling the first one a bottle flip challenge. And it's where you all have products in your store. Guess what? Your products are mostly in bottles, shampoo, conditioner, beard oil, you know, things like that. So why not have either a weekly or a daily sort of contest between one of your clients or a couple of your clients, or each stylist gets to pick a client that she gets to bottle flip challenge, and have it where she competes, and you Facebook Live. You obviously ask the client, are they cool with that, and they get a chance to win, I don't know, tea tree conditioner or tea tree shampoo or something like that, whatever stake you're willing to put out there. So what's going to happen, right? You're going to comment about whatever the product is. You're going to have your stylist say, all right, Joe's in here. He's the client that's challenged me to a bottle flip challenge. We're going to go for 1 minute and see who can land this bottle the right way. And if he wins, he's going to win. This is our tea tree shampoo. Everybody should be getting this. You know, you can do your plug there, and then you know, go from the minute and do the flipping and all of that. And if she wins, you know, I just put something, you know, there's a candy jar or something. So if she wins, everybody wins candy. All right, she wins candy. You know, the client doesn't win the product. But now you plug the product, you put it out there. People have watched to see what's happened. Who knows what kind of goofy viral, you could have a bottle land on the floor, explode all over everybody. You know, just be a mess and be funny. I don't know the ramifications, the cool things that could happen, but you're never going to go viral if you don't start going live. So that's one place to start. Another one that I like is you tell every client that comes in on a particular day that one client that picks an MVP upgrade, one client's going to win that MVP upgrade, because you're going to want to record the process. And so every client that comes in, you have the stylist, the part of their script, obviously, ask them what kind of haircut they want and what they're getting. And then if he doesn't say that he wants an MVP, the stylist can then say, hey, well, actually, if you upgrade to an MVP, some client today is going to win that upgrade for free. So, and she can describe what the MVP is. Would you like to get an MVP and you know, see what happens? That gives her another excuse to try to sell the MVP. And then what you do is you live stream the massage, the hot towel, whatever, and you know, you ask the client how they like it. You know, they're going to love it, so they're going to talk about that. And then last idea, tell every client, so for the full week, let's say you start on Thursday or Friday, say, hey, coming up this next Wednesday, somebody is going to be our MVP of the week, and it's going to get a free MVP upgrade, and you kind of pick an hour. I don't know, 10 to 11 on a Wednesday might be a slow hour. An hour where someone that's going to come in, they're not going to win a free haircut. They're just going to win that free MVP upgrade. So, and then you would Facebook Live that process. So those are just a couple starting points. You and your stylists and your managers might already have a ton of other good things in the queue, but this is at least a way to get started with some ideas. So here's what you're going to have to do to go live. All right. First, you need to be an admin of your Facebook page. I'd still say 90% of our team leaders, maybe that's down to 80%, are not admins of their own Facebook page. Get admin rights to your Facebook page. You do that by emailing us at website.request@sportclips.com, and we take care of you. From there, you're going to want to go to the Facebook Pages app on your phone. You got to make sure you download the Facebook Pages app, not just Facebook, but Facebook Pages. So just search for that in the App Store and get it. And you'll have, if you're an admin, you'll automatically be put in, that page will be put in your Pages app. And then you're going to go to your locations on your Pages app. You'll navigate to it. You see this little line right here that lets you select which page you're going to want to go to. I've gone to Sport Clips San Luis Obispo. And you're going to publish, all right? Publish is how you post from your Pages app. You publish, and I say you do 2 live videos. The first live video is an introductory video where you're just saying what you're going to be doing in the actual live video. So, you know, I put a little script here just talking about, you know, our bottle flip challenge and telling people to do that. I would recommend the introductory video be 2 to 3 minutes, all right? Not super short, because the way Facebook Live works is Facebook starts telling people, hey, Sport Clips San Luis Obispo is going live. They have gone live. They are live. And so if you can kind of draw out for a couple minutes what your post is about, what your video is about, people will be logging in and checking it out. So nothing too quick, nothing 10 to 15 seconds on your introduction. Do 2 minutes. Have Crystal, my imaginary manager here, have her walk around the location, say, you know, we're going to have it right here. Every stylist is going to challenge one of their clients that day to a bottle flip, and if the client wins, he can win a free product. If the stylist wins, she wins candy, or whatever you decided, Starbucks gift card, something like that. But have that be 2 or 3 minutes. And by the way, at that point, sell your product. Have it be the bottle flip challenge and you know, the tea tree shampoo, and here's all our products are right here. You show the product rack. So we'll be going through this week will be tea tree. Eventually we'll go do the tough one will be the beard oil. That's going to be really hard. You know, and you kind of go through there and you show off your product. You show off your sport. 2 or 3 minute introductory video. From there, okay, when you go live, after you have published, right? When you go to hit publish, you're going to get a prompt like this. What you're going to want to do is type a message here. So I just, for the sake of time, I just put, you know, this week's promo. You do this, and then you click that little video camera button, and that's what starts taking it live. I think it even counts you down, if I remember right. You know, it shows. Now make sure your phone, you've got it turned the right way, whether you have it on looking at you or whether you have it looking out. You want to make sure that it's turned the right way so it's recording properly. The camera gets flipped. But I say you have fun. Try to, you know, the video time for me that I like to hit is 5 minutes, 5 minutes or less. If you find out, you know, obviously let's say you're recording the MVP experience, that's probably going to take a little bit more than 5 minutes. So that's certainly fine. But if you find that something is super funny, or the clients are really having a good time, or the stylists are, or whatever, and you think more than 5 minutes is doable, then go for it. But you don't want to drag something out forever if it's not a hit. So aim for 5 minutes or less. And, you know, last but not least, I'm just saying, don't be scared. Let's have stores start trying this stuff and see what happens, and let's get some feedback. Let's see what you've got. You might think, you might try the bottle flip challenge and say, well, that didn't work, but then a client put a twist on it and said this was pretty cool, so we started doing this thing. And let us know. We want this thing to really have legs, and certainly even by Huddle, to maybe even have some of these videos where we can show up on the screen and do some cool stuff. So so in a nutshell, that's it. Make sure first of all that you become an admin on Facebook. From there, download the Pages app, and then World is your oyster. You're also going to want to make sure, if you're not the one doing this and it's your manager, you're going to want to make sure she is an admin as well, has the Pages app, and then from there, we want you to jump in with both feet. I do see some questions coming in, so I'll try to answer these. When I get done with the Facebook Live questions, I'll stop the recording portion of this webinar, and then we will we'll continue answering other questions that you might have. And so the question is, can you do this from a computer, not a phone? I would not, no. The computer will not translate as well. You can do video. In fact, let me show you let me show you on a, so here's a Facebook, right? There's a photo video option on here, but then you've got to have the camera on the laptop turned just the right way, and et cetera. It's not as fluid, so you definitely want to do this on a phone. That's the next question. If I put the video library on the page and post it from there. Oh yeah, well, it wouldn't be live. The question is, hey, what if I have a video and I want to put it on my page? Well, it will not capitalize on the Facebook Live portion, which is the live streaming, people feeling like they're catching something new, as opposed to some stale content that's been out, that you doctored or whatever. So yeah, the Go Live feature is literally that. You're going live. So yeah, the question is, do Facebook Live feeds reach out further than just who likes your page? If not, is there a way to? Well, at first, no, except what will start happening is, let's say Johnny likes the bottle flip challenge that's going on at the store. He's liked it because he likes your page, and he comments against it. Well, guess what? Now that shows up in his friend's feed that he's watching a live event. He's commented against it or whatever. So Facebook then builds an audience around Johnny and who he's interacted with, and they can potentially reach out to them as well. So it's got to start with the people that already like your page. So get your likes up. That's what I'm saying. Boost your Facebook pages. Get those likes up. And guess what? If you start having fun content on your page, and it's not just coming in for 10% off today kind of messaging, you'll get a following. You'll get a little community going. And yeah, it'll start kind of spiraling from there on who you can reach with your video. Facebook Live questions. Okay, so no more Facebook Live questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to